Alright guys, so let's do the measuring test first. From ground to the bottom of the lip, you're at 6 1/4 at least. Bottom of the tire to where the fender starts, you're at 2.5 feet. And from top of the tire to the top of the fender, you're at about 2.5 inches. So that's stock ride. After we do the install, we're gonna compare to see stock height with the lowering spring height. So now we're gonna be doing the disassemble on the front, and then we're gonna go work our way to the back. Alright guys, so first things first, we had to take this connector out, this bolt right here out from the lower control arm. I mean, not the lower control arm, the knuckle. This whole thing is the knuckle, so we had to take this bolt out. That loosens the whole shock. I had to take this connector out, and we have to loosen this tie rod out. We have to take this one out complete. It's going to be dangling on this side. Take this little clip off, which is what holds this connector in, so that when you're taking this out it won't be stuck. Do it before you take this bolt out, this bolt out, all that. And let me see what else. And that should be it. On this side, on the top, like I said, we gotta take these 3 nuts out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 completely off, 1 loosen it almost all the way. Once I'm finished on the bottom, then I take the last one out so that I have something holding it. And I have a spring compressor tool. I'll show you guys that in a bit, so you guys can see the difference between the tool I have and the tool that most of the people that you've seen probably on YouTube are using. But yeah, let's do this so you can see. Right. This bolt right here, you have to take out so that it doesn't get crimped when this whole knuckle comes down. So remember, take that bolt out. Gonna take off those three. 17 mil, and after we do that, we can start playing with nudging the shock off, at least loosening it, and then we take off the final nut on top, and then we start wiggling our way out of here, so we could start compressing and putting a new spring in and putting everything back. Alright, so here we got the first one out. After you take the three 17mm nuts out from the lower control arm, you have to pry the control arm out, lift the brakes and all that up so you could lift it off of the control arm, then ease that whole assembly either to the left or to the right. We did it to the right, it was more easier. You could drop it more, wiggle it out, and that's it. We're good to go. So now we're gonna compress this on our tool. I'm gonna show you, and then we put the new one in and we put everything back. Okay guys, so this is our spring compressor tool that we have at the shop. Little stand. These bars right here, you just put the spring down, pick the spring up. You got, I'm sorry about this, the light right here is not that great. These two, this handle and this red handle right here, are the ones that compress the spring itself on the boot. Focus, 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 focus. There we go. And then we have three hooks. One right here, and the other side. And then just tighten it right here. Pry it down. Once you see that the actual shock absorber is loose, that means it's good. Loosen the 17 out. Take the top out. Take the spring out. Put the spring back in. Compress it. Put the new thing. Slowly compress it out, and then that's it. So that's our compressor, spring compressor tool. Alright, so like I said, we're working on the Civic, and we're going to be using V2 Racing Sport lowering springs. We're changing all four. Just showing you a quick pic of both of them, fronts and the backs. Extraordinary build quality, and they look great. And then just a quick pick of the difference between the front's stock and the D2 racing ones. So you can see there's a significant difference in height. These are a lot better, so the customer's gonna have a lot better ride quality as well. Alright, so we're gonna put this bad boy right in, but before that we have to trim. This is the top boot. Take this off and you have to trim at least one section. You have two, so we're gonna trim off this first section. It's a stopper basically. Since we're eliminating at least almost 2 inches, we have to eliminate also at least 2 inches off of the brake stop so it could drop. So don't forget about this, because it's going to be a pain if you have to, you know, compress it back just to get this out. And even worse if you put everything back and you didn't do it, and then you have to take it off the car and do it all over again. So just remember, cut this. One more thing before I forget. Let me find it first. Give me a quick sec. Ah, here we go. Okay. Just in case the box does not come with any information as to, okay, what do I do, which is left, which is right, which is front, which is rear. This is why YouTube was made, to help. Oh, come on, camera. Come on, you could do it. You could do it. Oh man, they won't let me focus. Alright, there it is. You see, that's the part number, and all the way in the back where it says FL. FL means front left. You're gonna have the same details on each spring. So just put front left, front right, rear left, rear right. So don't forget about that either. That is very important, just in case you don't swap them or put the back ones in the front and the fronts in the backs. Alright, so the front is finally in. It was a pain, but we got it in. And we're going to do the other side and the back. It's going along pretty smoothly. Alright guys, so now we're in the back. We got to take, look at my light. Alright, you gotta take the shock off, take that little trim grommet, whatever you want to call it, out, that one, and that one, and that one. So you could pull this side back and that side back, and then there's gonna be two, I don't know if my camera might be able to get it. It's not gonna be able to get it, but there are two bolts up there. They're 12 millimeter each, just two. The same thing here. We gotta just pull the we gotta pull the little jacket off the connector. Take it out. The rear has two plastic clips. It has one right there and right there. You're gonna have to be taking out. That right there you have to take out. It's a 17 millimeter. So you take this one out first, and then the top two, and then the top two, and then the shock comes out, and then you're gonna take out this 17 as well. Once you take that one off, make sure you have either a jack or something holding this so it won't just drop. Once you drop this, just get like a long pry bar. I'll show you the one I'm using. Just pry the bucket back down a little bit, and then it's the spring actually pops off like really easy. So on the back is the easiest compared to the front. There's no compressing or anything. Just gotta do this the right way. If not, you may get hurt or something else could go wrong. So just do it the right way. Just watch right now how I'm gonna do it, and then that way I give you an idea of how easy it is. All right.
Alright, so we are done. All we gotta do is put the tire back on and we're gonna do a road test. But this is the finished product of the install for the D2 racing springs, lowering springs. Always check after you do everything. We got the rear left, the rear right, left, right front is already installed. Driver left front. Alright, so now we're gonna do a test. We're gonna finish putting the tire back on and do a road test. And alright guys, so here's the finishing product. 2017 Honda Civic Si Coupe with D2 lowering springs. Just came back from the test drive, and let me tell you this car, you do not feel it. You don't feel nothing on the road, and it's a lot stiffer just with lowering springs. So that's so you guys know all the difference that just springs can make on your ride quality, ride comfort, and stiffness. Overall, I am very happy with the finishing product. I'm happy that we got to be a part of this build, and stay tuned for more. Most likely be seeing this, you're probably going to be seeing this car a lot. Future plans may be putting performance parts in it, not sure yet, but so far how the car is right now is looking great. It's a 2-inch drop. Before we had 2.5 from the tire to the fender, and now I'm gonna go get my measuring tape so we could just do a final measuring test. Let's see how low we got. Alright guys, so from the ground to the bottom of the lip, you're looking at about 5 inches. Bottom of the fender to the tire, almost 1/2 inch. Fender to ground, 25 inches. It used to be 2.5 feet. So we went down almost 1/2 foot. So almost 1/2 foot of dropness. That's a big difference. Now, difference in the sense of, remember, from the fender to the ground, not from the fender to the tire. That's completely different. But when you compare what we got at the beginning of the video to what we got now, it's a major difference. Alright, so once again, this is Isaac from Nippon Speed. Stay tuned for more. Like this video, comment, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel as well. Thanks, bye.